If you want to hit your personal best on AI results, use less features, not more. Last week I was in a conversation with Claude. Just a chat, regular planning of the week session. I knew I was getting too close to the cliff edge. My context window was almost full. Naively, I asked that last question. After that, I'm out. I'm gonna save my important stuff, start a fresh conversation, just a regular playbook. So I ask. Claude decided to validate the answer with the web search. It's like opening a door at the Titanic after the iceberg hit. Thousands of tokens floating into my chat. Before I smash the stop button, auto compression already started. My detailed planning summarized to something I have zero control over. I was pissed off and I looked up if I can switch off the web search. I found that web search was just one of the several things running in the background. And the best part? It wasn't even the biggest one. They are inside your conversation too, right now, stealing your tokens. Today I'm going to show you every single one of them. What they are, how much space do they steal, and what you can do about it. Look at what you see when you're using AI. Your messages, AI responses, files you uploaded, that's the conversation. That's what's filling up the context window, and that's what are you paying for. Not quite. Last week I showed you the reply mechanic. 92% of conversation is rereading. Every turn, like a snowball picking up everything before it. Today we go deeper. Before you type a single character, the AI is already processing tens of thousands of tokens you never asked for. Instructions, tool definitions, memory files, and those reply every single turn on the top of the snowball from the last week. By turn 15 of regular conversation, your message is 0.2% of what model processed. The other 99.8 never show up on your screen. Today I will walk you through every hidden layer, what it is, how big it is, and what, if anything, you can do about it. The biggest one first. Before you type anything, before AI even looks at your message, it reads a system prompt. A set of rules, personality instruction, safety guidance, and behavioral constraints every single turn. Claude system prompt on Claude AI, roughly 24,000 tokens. That's over 11% of entire 200k window gone, before you even say hello. To be fair, there is nothing wrong with Claude system prompt. I think it's brilliant. The tone, the style, the length of the answer, and the fact it's gonna throw a table to make things easier to understand, this is great. ChatGPT is smaller, around 3 to 5,000 tokens, with tools enabled. Different design philosophy, not better or worse. Gemini, Google hasn't disclosed it, and this is not great. Either way, the tax is real. Every turn, the full prompt replace. In a 15-turn conversation, Claude system prompt alone accounts for 360,000 tokens, 58% of everything what model processed. Just instructions that you never wrote and never seen. We know about prompt catching. This mechanism fixes the bill, but it doesn't fix the quality. Action, there is none. You can turn it off and you cannot shrink it. But you know it's there. And now the difference between Claude and GPT filling up in a different speed makes sense. That's the biggest block, and you can't touch it because it's just baked in. But the next one, those are on you and you can turn them off. 4 things running in the background of every conversation. Each one costs tokens, each one's replace every turns, and most of them you didn't turn on deliberately. First one, tools. Every tool available in Claude Chat, Google Drive, Notion, Slack, on Canva, each of them comes with a set of instructions the model reads every turns, whenever you use the tool or not. Anthropic own engineering team measured this. A set of 58 connected tools consume 55,000 tokens in definitions alone. Extreme cases can hit 134k, over 67% of the context window eaten before any conversation. Think of them like apps running in the background on your phone. You are not using them, but they are still draining your battery anyway. Action, go to your settings and disconnect every integration you're not actively using. Every tool you remove saves tokens on every single message. Second, the web search, the feature that got me. Single search can inject thousands of tokens of results into your conversation. Claude web search can run up to 10 iterations per query. One casual question, 10 searches worth of content dumped into your conversation. It's gotten so bad that sometimes when I ask about a wide topic, the conversation gets auto-compressed before Claude even finished the research. Seriously. Action here, toggle web search off by default. Turn it on only when you need this for that specific message, and then turn it off back because you never know when it's gonna kick in again. The third tax, memory. Both Claude and ChatGPT remember things about you across conversation. Your name, your preferences, the things which you mentioned before. The memory get injected as text into every single turn. ChatGPT adds between 3 and 8,000 tokens per turn, Claude around 3,000. Every message you send, the AI reads your entire memory file before it reads what you just said, even in a fresh conversation. Sometimes that's exactly what you want. If you are building a brand and you need one consistent voice, memory is gold. But sometimes you need a fresh perspective on an idea and you don't want Claude or ChatGPT telling you how this contradicts with the previous decisions. There are no previous decisions here. Stop making stuff up. Action here: if you need memory, keep it. But if you find yourself fighting against AI assumptions, turn it off in settings and see if the answers get better. And the last tax of today: images and documents. Because API is stateless, remember last week, every image replaces every turn. Single picture costs roughly 1300 tokens. Upload it by turn 1 and by turn 10 you already burn 13,000 tokens. 10-page PDF, 15 to 30k per turn. If you can paste text instead of PDF, paste text. It's smaller and it doesn't count as an image. For heavy documents, use projects instead of regular conversations. They handle files differently and keep them outside of your token budget. In my daily work, I do absolutely everything not to drop a screenshot in my conversation. I mean, like everything. 4 invisible taxes: tools, web search, memory, and images, all running every turn. All hidden from your screen. And that's only on the input side. Everything so far was about what goes in, the input. The output has its own iceberg. When AI responds, you see the answer, clean and short. What you don't see is the thinking behind it. Models with reasoning generate hidden tokens, chain of thought and internal deliberation. Those tokens never show up on your screen, but they count. They are billed as output tokens and they occupy the space in your context window. OpenAI states it directly. Hidden reasoning tokens occupy space in your model context window and they are billed as output tokens. They recommend reserving at least 25,000 tokens for reasoning and output. The exact ratio isn't public, but 500 token visible response could easily cost 2000 tokens behind the scene. You see the answer, the model burned 4 times to get there. Action, there is none. Unfortunately, you can't control it, but you can stop assuming that short answers are cheap answers. Okay, we have quite long list. System prompt, tool definition, web searches, memory, images replies, and hidden reasoning. What happened when all of that ran at once? I ran the numbers for a realistic scenario. Cloud Pro user, memory enabled, 1 picture uploaded, a couple of web searches, 15-10 conversation, nothing unusual, just a regular Tuesday. The system processed roughly 622,000 tokens. The user, messages plus visible responses, 9,000. 69 to 1. For every token you see on the screen, the AI processes 69 you don't. The system prompt alone, replying 15 times, accounts for 360,000 of those tokens, 58% of all processing. Just the rules you never wrote and never see. That's what a regular conversation looks like under the surface. Okay, let's bring this home. 2 of these layers, system prompt and hidden reasoning, you can touch. They are baked in, but now you know they exist. The other 4, tools, web searches, memory and images, those are yours. And you can decide how to use them. Disconnect unused tools, toggle web search off by default, question whenever you need memory for this conversation, and think twice before you're gonna drop an image. Images are a killer. And that's how you're going to hit your new personal best with AI. Every decision from here, which features you switch off, what to upload, when to start fresh, separates a mediocre result from top tier. Now you know what's under the hood. Start using it wisely. One more thing. These are all hidden costs inside a single conversation. But AI labs selling you these tools, they know about all of them. And the way how they talk about it doesn't quite match the reality. So next week we're gonna look at the marketing. If you missed the first part, the reply mechanics behind all of that, link this on the screen. I'm gonna see you there.